You talk about Bellator. If I got offered someone like MVP, a big name, I'd take that fight in a heartbeat, and I know I'd smash him because I'm not a taxi driver or a milkman.
That's funny, yeah.
That is amazing. How did it all come together, Ross, and how happy are you with that matchup?
Yeah, I'm buzzing. It's you know what, like you said, I've been asking for this fight all along. That's what people need to remember, because a few people are saying, "Oh, he's out his depth and all that," but they need to remember it's me who asked for this fight, because I know I can beat him and I will beat him. So I feel good. You know what I mean? I'm buzzing that. You know, I've got the opportunity. Obviously, he's got a big name, so this is what I wanted, man. Because once I beat MVP October 10th, then that's going to skyrocket me into the world stage. Like I said, I've proven I believe in the number one welterweight in Europe, and this is my chance to get my name on the world stage.
What do you say to these guys who obviously have never seen you fight, that think this is going to be some kind of walk in the park? I couldn't believe it when I saw that, to be honest, because you've made your name as one of the best fighters in Europe for a long time. You know, you've done that already. Is that kind of hurtful for you when you see people kind of saying, "Oh, this isn't like a Daly or a
Fuel
Lima,
to the fire.
a Daly or Lima fight"? You know?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Without being stereotypical, it's like the uneducated Americans, I think. You know what I mean? If it isn't UFC, then they don't want to know, man. But you know what? Like you said, fuel to the fire, and all these kind of casual fans who haven't really got too much of a clue about the sport, you know, but they're tuning in because it's a big name like MVP. It's just going to be awesome. Once I do the job, I'm going to get all that following, and it's gonna put my name off there. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people. Yeah, some people like MVP, but a lot of people tune in to watch him, you know, either knock people out or get beaten. You know what I mean? So it's just there's a lot of eyes on him when he's fighting, man. It's gonna be perfect once I beat him.
Ross, is it hard to maybe sort of judge MVP? Obviously, technically, we know he's you know, an excellent kickboxer, but when he's really faced the high level opponents, he's kind of struggled. He's never really made that impact or that impression. For you looking on, how do you perceive that?
You know, I respect the skills. You're right. I don't think he's done too well when he's under pressure against someone who knows what they're doing. So I think that's just going to be the blueprint to beating him, really. I think he's you know, he's kind of probably similar skill set, or a similar level in terms of skills to Dalby. Maybe obviously he's better. And, you know, maybe got better timing and better countering, but obviously in the grappling department, he won't be too good, I would imagine. But, you know, I'm prepping for him to be good at grappling, and obviously he's good at striking, man. So, you know what? I'm just going to show that, you know, I'm the man to do the job, and I'll do that on fight night, man, and we'll take things from there.
How do you prepare for that style, right? Because it's not like, you know, you walk into an MMA gym and you see a dude fighting like MVP an awful lot. Like, I mean,
unless it's you, Pete.
Of course, unless I'm putting the old shorts on. But I mean, it must be a weird, like, I mean, do you have guys you train with that come from that point style background that he's managed to help transition into MMA?
I've had a few people traveling up, and I've traveled down a wee bit to spar with people, specifically with that type of style, just to kind of get used to the timing, the blitz, and you know, because they kind of like stand quite far out of range, and then they can cover distance quite quickly. So I had a few spars like that, and it's you know, I've got that style dialed down, you know what I mean, and that's not a problem. So yeah, and I've got I've kind of done a bit down Renegade like I usually do with the Edwards brothers and them guys, but I've done a lot of my training up north with you know, I've been doing a lot of sparring with my teammate Ross Urquhart. He's like a 6'5", you know, hot prospect, and you know, he's good at replicating the style, man. So yeah, it's we prepped for it, and we're ready for every single department. We know what we're going to do, and I'm going to pull it off on fight night and get my hand raised without a doubt of my 10th professional win. And what other better way to do it than taking out MVP?
It's a huge wage, right? It's a huge way to declare yourself on the roster. But for me, it shows that they already are identifying you as a big name. You've been tasked with going in and fighting on this French card, which all of the promotions, it was a big race between the UFC, Bellator, Cage Warriors, Aries. All these guys wanted to be the first ones there, and you guys are now there, and you've got to fight against one of the biggest guys, biggest names on the roster. What does that say to you? Like, that must be like, holy shit, these boys are taking this very seriously.
Business.
Yeah, for sure. I think I think the Bellator obviously got some educated matchmaker like Jude Samuel, so he knows the level that I'm at. And MVP was a poster boy before, but I think they've seen that they realise it's time to pass the torch. So the new one, the new poster boy after I beat this guy for sure. But yeah, I didn't actually know the whole deal with Paris. I was kind of like, people were asking me, and I was like, I think I'm fighting in Paris. And I didn't even think about the fact that it's MMA wasn't legal, and there's going to be like the first event in the country in their history. So I'm buzzing with that. It's like, it's good memories to look back on once I've done my career, and just to showcase, just to tell people I was on that card. And I got told it's main event, but then it's confusing. The only thing Bellator is confusing with these shows, man, because they said I'm headlining European series, and then there's another fight going on in Congo. And so I'm lost with it all, to be honest. They said, there's 2 main events, and I was like, all right, whatever, man. So
that makes no sense. Hang on a second. 2 main events? God damn it. That can't be done. I mean, to be fair, right? I understand you got to put Congo there with Johnson because he's from France. He's a French legend. But at the same time, what fight do you think everyone's looking forward to here? Let's be honest.
Yeah, totally.
Come on.
Congo's all right. Like, I'm watching back in the day, man. But he's had his day, man. It's time for the new fresh blood to come through, man, and that'll be me.
Where, I know you had to, right, you have this game, you have to sell the fights, you said some things, about MVP, I'm not a taxi driver or a milkman, probably hurt his feelings a bit, but I mean, after the contract is signed, does it become, a lot more serious when you're looking at him and evaluating his skills? Like, do you feel like he is an elite fighter within Bellator, or have they just paved the way to the big shows for this guy?
I know, I think he's a good fighter, of course. It'd be pretty naive and stupid of me to think that he hasn't got any skills. And yeah, there's a bit of hype on social media, but you know what? I think he's good, but I know I'm better, man. So that's going to be the difference on fight night. That's just as plain as it gets, to be honest. So yeah, I think I play the game a wee bit just to try and get him riled up. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's obviously cool.
He's been
Bellator's eyes.
He's been very quiet ahead of this. There hasn't been much at MVP silence at all. There's been total radio silence. Do you think that? Do you think that maybe he's going, damn, I've a pretty tough task on my hands here, and I'm not going to try and stir the pot even more at Ross Houston?
I don't know. Maybe it's because obviously he's like, I don't know if he would have wanted this fight, because if I'm in his shoes, he's obviously a much bigger name than me on the MMA circuit, but there's maybe not much in it for him in terms of like how he can increase his his net worth or his value in the MMA scene. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, he'll know. Well, I hope he knows that I'm good, man, or else he's soon going to find out.
I think you're cutting yourself short there, Ross. I think you're cutting yourself short there, Ross. No?
Yeah, I'm still good, man. I know I'm going to do the business. I don't need to big myself up. Those who know how good I am, and everyone's going to find out pretty soon. I don't need to. I'm undefeated. I got a world title. I'm number 1 welterweight in Europe, man, and soon to start climbing onto the world stage.
A lot of people, I haven't seen anyone talk about this yet, and I thought about it immediately. Were you there at Bellator, was it last year in London, when Renegade versus London Shoot? And obviously I know you train in Scotland a lot, right? But you do also train with the guys in Renegade. And there was serious beef there between Edwards and Shipman, it was, to the point where at the end of the fight,
the weigh-ins,
the London Shoot lads ran into the cage thinking something happened, and it felt like there was nearly going to be a Habib v McGregor scene going on there. And I think this is going to play into that again, because when all of these guys see each other, guys that you hang out with, guys that MVP hangs out with, all of these guys are going to be seeing each other again in Paris,
trouble.
And it's going to make a bit of an electric atmosphere, as far as I'm concerned. Is that have you thought about that at all?
I was down doing a lot of training with Fabian. I'm quite close to Fabian, so I do remember that at the weigh-in, because I remember my manager getting pushed. So I'm like, dude, Kay, I'm going to avenge you on fight night, man. We put hands on you. But I don't know any of the shoot fire lads, man. Unless they're all dressed up in tracksuits and all that, I don't know. I don't really care who they are, to be honest, man. It's I think they're just going to be a bit butthurt once I smash their boy.
And Ross, you're probably going to get a fight in front of a crowd as well, which is going to be
5,000 people apparently.
That's going to be pretty cool, isn't it? After all that's gone on.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen, to be honest. So it always gonna be quite cool, I guess, isn't it? You know, it's not that we're gonna understand anything they're saying, but you know, it'll be cool to have a crowd there. But whether there's no crowd or there's a crowd there, it's not gonna make any difference at all. Maybe it'll make him showboat a bit more, because I thought it'd be a bit weird if there's no crowd and he's like, no one there. I'll be like, what are you doing?
Give us your. I know we're a month out, and I know this will probably change, but right now, what do you see in your mind when you visualize facing MVP? What way does this fight finish?
I think it'll be a second round finish for me, obviously. Yeah, second round. I can see me wearing it down the first round, and once he knows I'm not a chump, and you know he's not landing on me, and I'm putting the pressure on and wearing him down, he's going to want to weigh out in the second round, and that's how it's going to go down.
Are you going to knock him out? That would be a huge feather, right? Like a knockout over this striking Supremo would be a huge way to introduce yourself to the ranks.
But it puts Ross right up there if he wins this. You're right up into contention. You're in the conversation automatically.
For sure, man. Like I said, when I signed with Bellator, I've never been one of these guys. And I said the exact same thing when I fought in Cage Warriors. I was like 1-0, and I was like, I'm coming for the belt. I know everyone says it, but I believe it, man. So I'm not here to make the numbers at all. I'm not here to, you know, I could have taken lesser opponents, and got a payday. But it's not what I'm about, man. I want to fight the top guys, and MVP is he's up there in terms of the level of his name. Obviously, he's got some skills, and that's my ticket to get these big names, and then eventually scalp Lima.
Can't wait for it.
And the contract you have, just final question, Ross, you would be happy to fight for a title on that contract you have? I know, because Fabian always tells us, I need this contract is for to get to the title, the next contract is to fight for the title, and then the next contract is to pay me when I'm a champion. Are you happy to go straight to the belt with the contract you're already on?
No comment. I'll leave that down to Craig.
All right, Russ. It's great to speak to you, man. Congratulations. We can't wait to see it. It's going to be a brilliant fight. And it should be the main event. Let's be honest.
Definitely, 100%.
But we cannot wait to see you in there, man. Best of luck with everything.
Appreciate it.
Take it easy, guys. Catch you later. Nice one.
All the best, man.